got a bloody one, Brett. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Obviously, the markets are a little tough this morning on the commodity side, but I think we're used to that. We've seen that.
Yeah, we're used to
before.
it. You know, I mean, copper's getting its ass kicked. Nickel's holding strong, but everything else, all the PGMs are getting just killed.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, nickel's above 7, aluminum. You know, you're above 115 still. You know, so
yeah. Well, I think
we're surviving. You know, and I mean, and copper's still, you know, in the 420s.
The stock market's getting whacked this morning.
Yeah, I saw that too. Everything's getting. Do you know what's triggering all this?
Well, everything I read is that, you know, that China came out with that DeepSeek AI and just basically blew up the whole AI revolution, saying, "Oh, we're gonna need 50 billion or 500 billion to you know do all these ventures." And China's like, "Well, we could do it for 10 million."
Yeah.
Or whatever that number is, and I think which is creating havoc on the Nasdaq, is creating havoc in like that call that magnificent 7 stocks, just like Google, Nvidia, like your big tech front runner stocks.
Yeah.
Which then just makes it tough overall, like an overall outlook. Which obviously then affects your crypto. It affects everything, and so it's like anything, right? It's the hype versus the hope versus the actual, and trying to figure out where the train lands, where the train ends. But
yeah, hopefully a lot of just overreactions. Hopefully see some recovery, this week. But maybe it keeps going. I don't know. We'll see where it lands.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, that's what technology does, right? It makes shit change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's the markets or the speed of computing or how many people are needed to do a job. It used to be done with 10 people, now it can be done with 1, or 100 people, now done with 1.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily for us, we're in the commodities world. We're used to big swings.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But we also understand regardless of the computing power of the chips or whatever the case may be, they all need copper. They all need aluminum. Yep. They all need PGMs. So we know where our place is in this whole world, I guess. And honestly, I think that
overall, I'm very optimistic. The commodity.
And regardless of the chip size and all that, and what you can do for X amount of money, those big data centers aren't going away.
Yeah.
And big data centers need a lot of steel. They need a lot of power. They need a lot of copper. They need a lot of commodities that we recycle every day. So let the tech guys figure out the rest. I mean, us true industrialists, we'll just sit back and do what we do, which is manage the flow of the actual commodities that are needed to power all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, well, we still control our service for our customers. We control our production on material. We still have all the control. We can't control the market. We can't predict it. We can kind of guess, but we don't know what it's going to be. No one does. That's one thing I've learned. You can read 100 articles, and you're just as good at flipping a coin. To tell you where the market's going to land.
I'm still optimistic. I mean, we're just in the first, we're in the first 10 days of a new president, right? A new way of thinking, a new way of doing. I mean, I think people just need to just relax and understand. I mean, I understand this whole the technology stuff is kind of what's been driving a good portion of that stock market. But if you're in an industry that still requires, labor, that still requires a specialized skill set, that still requires some of the things that what we do every day, then the world is getting brighter by the day, because there's going to be construction, there's going to be things going on, stuff's going to happen. So, I look at it as just a blip in the program.
Yeah. It happens. The markets ebb and flow, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a dip, when we might get a run here. I think we are in store for a run, I don't know when, but I think it's coming.
Time will tell.
All right, thank you, everybody. Have
Everybody
a
has
great
a
week.
great week, and next week will be February, man.
Yeah,
Time to go.
man. February. All right, thank
All
you.
right, take care.